I feel like anyone can be an influencer. Like someone that's got 5 followers can be an influencer.
What is it like balancing your mental health with social media as an influencer?
Like, I've had a comment before, someone was like, you look pregnant. Well, and I don't care.
Yeah, man, you
like,
shouldn't, do you know what I mean?
Like, I just ate. Yes, I'm eating good.
Welcome back to another episode of the Energizer. You know, the Energizer Pod, a podcast that leaves you charged up. I'm here with myself, Ty.
And your boy T.
All right. And today we actually got another guest, a special guest. So without further ado, take it away, man.
Introduce yourself.
Rockwell.
All right. You already know the vibes. So yeah, man, let's chat. So for those who don't know, we got Ruth Rockwell on the pod. Obviously you do a lot, so it's a great time for you to be on the podcast anyways. So what do you do for those who don't know? Because I know a bit here and there, but...
And this is the first time we're meeting,
yeah,
so
exactly.
Me as well.
Okay.
So
I do a bit of influencing. I also go to uni, and that's really it.
Yeah. So before we talk on to the influencer side, because we're going to touch into that, what's uni like? Because obviously we're the same age, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And I never decided to go to uni because I was like, nah, that's not really my portion. Yeah. Tay's obviously the same.
I started uni, I was in there for 2 days. I'll be real.
Yeah, man, it's not really a bit of me. So like, how are you finding balancing being an influencer or influencing with uni? I like that side of things.
At first it was quite hard to like balance all of it together. Yeah. But then I just chose like a specific day where I would do content. So one day I'd bang out loads of content, loads of pictures, so that the rest of the week I can do my work and I'm free.
Yeah. Cool. I don't want to make this interrupt, bro. I don't want to make this surrounded about uni, but like, do you enjoy uni? Because like a lot of people I speak to, and this is the reason I'm asking you, like a lot of the man and my friends are like, bro, like I'm here eating bread and that, like it's long, do you know what I mean? So is it really what it seems to be? Because for me not going uni and I work full time, I'm looking at all my friends on Snap, they're partying, this, that and the third, like all these type of events. I'm here checking in at 9, do you know what I mean? But then obviously you have the other side of it, which is not really as glamorized or seen. So what's that like?
Okay, so there's two things. There's uni and there's university.
Right.
I know you heard that saying.
Yeah.
So the uni side of things is where you go partying every other night. So like at the uni I go to, on Thursdays they have like a student night. So they always have an event.
Every single Thursday?
Every single Thursday. Okay. And then obviously you can go out on Saturday, Sunday if you want to, or whichever day. Uni, any day is party day basically. But university, that's when things get serious and your lectures get a bit tough. So let's say...
So which one do you attend? Let's do that. Do you attend uni or university first?
No, but it's a mixture though, isn't it? It's a bit of both.
Sometimes I attend uni, sometimes I attend university.
Yeah.
It depends on how I'm feeling really. But yeah.
No, I feel that, man. For me, it was just the case for me where like uni was never really an option in the sense where I'm not very academic. I'll just hold my hands and say that, do you know what I mean? The whole essays, 3,000 words and whatnot is not what I want to do. And especially seeing like, I'd say that I'm quite a creative individual. I didn't really see much scope for me to exercise my creativity at university, do you know what I mean? So that it makes sense why you do your university, plus you got your own hustle going on with your influencing and stuff.
I say like with my course that I do computer science by the way. It isn't really essays.
That's mad.
If it was essays, I would not be doing it.
Computer science.
That's what I was gonna say. What made you get into computer science though? Because you're the first person I've ever like heard doing computer science. Yeah.
I was just always fascinated with like computers and stuff. But I think it really started from like my dad used to always tell me, "Oh, my baby's going to be an engineer."
Yeah.
And then I think that kind of played in my head. And then I started learning more about computers and stuff like that. And I was just interested. But like, say I was never actually going to pick computer science. I was going to pick drama instead. But then I realized I don't actually like talking in front of people sometimes. So I literally switched it at the last minute to computer science and I ended up loving it. Yeah.
So does your course, computer science, help you in any way with influencing or social media?
Because they're quite like opposite sides of the spectrum, I like.
I don't think
I wouldn't say the opposite though.
They're kind of similar.
That's what I'm saying. They're both like technology, social media, like type of thing.
But computer science, like, wait, what is that? Because like, what is that actually like? What's your...
Okay, computer science, so like, there's different aspects to it. So you have the cybersecurity, you have networks, you have like operating systems, stuff like that. So it's a wide range. Yeah, there's coding as well. It's like a wide range of things. There's a lot of things within computer science. I didn't want to like choose one specific one, because I was going to do cybersecurity, but then I was like, maybe in the future I want to change like my career. So like, let's say I would like to know networks as well. I'd like to know coding and all of that stuff. So if I do change my mind, I can do so.
Yeah, smart.
Like, I respect, sorry to interrupt, bro.
Nah, cool,
I respect it, that you're in uni and you're doing your thing, because as we know, social media is here and there. That social media could pop down tomorrow. Then what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good that you've got that there as well.
I need like 2 options at least.
Yeah. So like a backup plan in a sense.
Yeah.
But my question was, so like, with computer science, you said that it was your dad, who kind of like got it into your head to begin with, like engineer, are you doing that solely because it's of choice, 100%, or is it because of like your parents' influence, would you say? Because like for me to elaborate, my parents were like, I want you to go uni, and I was even considering going, but then I'm like, hold on a minute, I'm going what? Just so you can say, oh, my son's at uni, do you know what I mean? Or is it because I genuinely want to go?
I'm gonna say 90%. I want to go. 10% is my parents influencing me to go.
Yeah.
Because if I could have really done an apprenticeship, I really probably would have, because you can get a degree and work at the same time.
Yeah.
But they didn't really agree with that apprenticeship stuff. But I feel like now they know what apprenticeships is. If it was 2 years ago and they had the knowledge they had now, then they probably would have allowed that. But I just feel like uni is like an easier way, if that makes sense. Like, most people that have a degree get a job, so it's kind of like security. Yeah. No, that's interesting. So on the note about like parents and stuff like that, what did your parents think about you wanting to be like more out there on social media and like raise up your profile on social media, becoming an influencer? My mum actually really loved it. She's the one that's telling me every day, why haven't you posted YouTube videos?
That's good stuff.
That's good. I can't lie.
Like that.
She's literally like my number one fan. Every day, like when I go on her phone, and I go on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, she's always searched my name. I've always seen my name. Man.
That's good though. Like your mum should be your biggest support. That's how it should be, innit? And it's good. And that's why I asked, because like I could imagine, like, by the sounds of it, your parents are quite traditional. I'm sure ours are the same as well. So it's like, when it comes to social media, first of all, didn't even know really what it is. You tell your mum, I just got 5k on a reel. She's like, what's that? Do you know what I mean? So like, I understand that it could have been a bit skeptical. She's like, what is that? What's the growth like? Can you make money? Do you know what I mean? My mum, she watches quite a lot of YouTube, like, not like the UK YouTube, but like African YouTube. Okay. And like, I think she must have watched a video on like how much money someone was making off like social media. And that's when she was like, you better carry on. You better. But on the other hand, like my dad, he likes the fact I'm doing social media as well. But then it's like certain things I may post he doesn't like. Like he'll be like, I didn't like what you was wearing. But I'm like, okay, but I'm not going to delete it. At the end of the day, I feel like your parents will never 100% be like, do it real, whatever it's called. But at the same time, as long as they support the cause, they support you as an individual. Whatever you do, whether social media, ASMR on YouTube or whatever it could be, they'll support you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Which is good. And you'd rather like your mum's fully supporting, your dad's supporting as well, but he might just have the eye like rather than both of them be like, I don't want you to do it. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously your parents have an influence on you. Do you know what I mean? So if your parents are like, I don't want you to do I don't want you to put yourself out there, of course you're gonna be like, it would be I'm gonna just quit, you know what I mean, or not do it. So next question, or not even next question, like in terms of you being an influencer, what is actually the term? What does that mean? What would you say? Yeah, go on. Sorry. I feel like an influencer is someone that influences people to do things. Like, for example, on my page, I mainly do like fashion and stuff like that. So I'm influencing fashion trends, if that makes sense. Yeah. Or someone that does like cooking. They're giving you different recipes and stuff like that. Yeah. But what's your time on an influencer? Like, what's just what you said? Still, I feel like anyone can be an influencer. Like someone that's got 5 followers can be an influencer. If those 5 people are influenced by what you post, then you're an influencer. Only difference is that you've got a bigger platform and you're influencing more people. Yeah. Do you get me? So would you agree with that as well? Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. For me, I don't know if I would agree with that. Like, the whole 5 people you can be an influencer, because I feel like the term influencer comes with a certain amount of people that you're influencing. For example, if I because hear what I'm saying, if I started, I don't know, a Twitter page and I had 1 follower, am I an influencer? If that one person retweets everything I put.
Other people wouldn't see you as an influencer, but that one person that follows you will see you as one.
Influence
if
them,
you're
bro.
influencing them to do something.
Let's say you post a picture of you wearing a hard jacket now, yeah?
Yeah.
You got 100 followers, and because of that, 2 people's gone out there and bought the same jacket. What have you done to them? You've influenced them.
Yeah.
So you're an influencer.
That's true.
I don't think it's attached to a number still.
Yeah.
Me personally, anyway.
So like, what's a personal brand then?
A personal brand is like your brand as yourself, how you want to portray yourself to like other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Yeah, it sounds mad, but I agree with you still. I agree with you again. Your personal brand, like, it's with you 24/7. It's not like a normal brand where, like, I've got a clothing brand. This is me, trendsetter. It's not like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a nice clothing brand.
Thank you. But a personal brand is with you 24/7 throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
You get me?
But then see with the whole personal brand and influencer stuff as well, yeah, like can they kind of coincide? Because if, for example, I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm an influencer to those 5 people like you said, yeah, is that really my personal brand? Does that make sense?
Say that again?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright, cool. Let me go again. What I'm trying to say, is does a personal brand and the title being an influencer, are they one and the same? Or can your personal brand be different to you as an influencer? That better makes sense.
I feel like they go hand in hand.
You think?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
I'm trying to think.
So your question is a personal brand and an influencer the same thing?
The same thing.
No. I don't think
Talk
so.
on that.
I feel like you can have a personal brand, but your personal brand might not influence anyone.
Yeah. But I feel like with social media, everything you kind of put out there is a social brand, a personal brand to an extent, in a sense where like what we talk about, growth, mindset, yeah, that's our personal brand. Do you know what I mean? So like you're influencing people via your personal brand, which is growth, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
What's your take?
I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to word it.
Yeah, I'm hearing a whole lot of I agrees right now. Bro. What's going on?
No, because I genuinely agree with what you said. Like.
Nah, I feel it. So, in terms of being an influencer, obviously, when it comes to current affairs and stuff, because you said that you like to post up a lot of fashion and stuff like that, do you feel under pressure to talk about certain things because you have a larger following than so Tay and I?
Certain things like what?
Like, I'm not saying because you have 25 to 30k you have to start having a stance on like this war business that's going on, but do you feel like some people might look up to you to speak on certain current affairs that's going on in the world because of the influence you have?
Yeah, I do feel like there is pressure to speak on certain things because it's like if you don't speak about it, everyone's looking at you like, why hasn't she said anything about what's going on? Let's say like, I don't want to say anything contradicting.
Go on,
say it.
I'm not even saying it. That's all.
Nah, I feel it, but I feel like for me, if I was, how can I word this? Let me be careful what I say as well. If I had a large following, like, and I was an influencer, like 50k, whatever, I would definitely feel the pressure because I would feel like people expect me to talk about certain stuff which I don't want to talk about. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like just because I have a certain personal brand now or a certain following, it doesn't mean to say that I'm obliged to or forced to speak on things because I just want to you just want to stick to fashion. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're good at. They just post the reels and go on. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean to say you have to talk about Black Lives Matter or this whole Ukraine Russia stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because that's not your portion. And I feel like people look up to people who have a large following like, oh yeah, they have to talk on this now. But is that person even equipped to talk on? Do they even know what they're talking about? I don't even know
anything about this war really. I just know that there's a war going on. And that's it.
Yeah. Like, so you're not gonna just talk about it just because because I get X amount of likes in 20 minutes or because certain amount of people share and follow my stuff, I'm now going to talk about every exact situation under the sun. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So we're speaking about pressures. What other pressures do you have from social media then? Do you face any pressures if it's not that? I
feel like there's a pressure on looking perfect all the time. Like, but in real reality, like, you're not going to look perfect all the time. There's some days you wake up and you feel bad. You're not going to want to get up and like get ready and look good. So I feel like that's one of the pressures.
Oh, snap.
I agree with that though. Like even when it comes to pressures, I feel like majority of people when it comes to social media only post their 1%, which is them when they just got a fresh trim.
They call it the highlight reel.
The highlight, literally. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like, and it's so true.
that as well.
Yeah, I'll be so real. I'm not posting how I look fresh out of bed when I got dust in my eye. Do you know what I mean? But when I got a trim now, cameras out. You know what I mean? Red tear. But I also feel like there's a certain level of, I don't want to say fakeness, but like a bit of a facade, because how people like to perceive themselves on social media is not a direct representation of who they are authentically 100% as a person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because some of these girls on Instagram, like, they'll be sharing one bag for a picture. Pass this bag, pass on this bag. Yeah, really. It's like, but it's not yours. Like,
that bag's going out alone.
I seen a TikTok the other day, and it must have been like some girl was posting her friends in it, and I was looking at the comments, and someone was like, "Do you share bags?" Because obviously they were all like wearing the same bag in different pictures. So it was like, we know you all don't have that bag. Like, but I know girls do that. They share each other's things. So
I didn't even know that.
You didn't know
that? Is that what you guys do?
Some girls.
Not me.
You like taking off. Oh yeah, wear this heel.
Like, you take this shoe.
I wear this heel, but I also feel like, how do I feel? When it comes to social media, you need to just take it with a pinch of salt. The things that you see, like I said, on social media is someone's 1%, someone's highlight reel, which doesn't mean to say that they look like that 100% of the time. On the other end now, for you, when it comes to posting content, do you feel like you can't authentically be yourself 100%? Like with your hair out, afro, for example. What's your take on that?
I feel like I can be myself, but like me having my afro out me not having my afro out isn't me not being myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm still being
it's a part
myself.
Of you, but it's not you.
Yeah. As you've seen on my Instagram, I don't really have any pictures of my afro. I have one picture, and that's it. That's because I wanted people to know what my hair looked like.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I have my hair slicked back. But that's just my preference. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got another question. Do you feel like as a girl, as a woman, it's difficult? You're almost like more obliged to like fit in a certain category to be like an influence or something. For example, like say with the afro, not saying you as an individual, because you said that's a part of you, that doesn't mean so you have to be here afro combing the head every time you take a snap. However, do you feel like there's a certain almost like status quo, like you have to be within this, you know what I mean, hair, makeup?
I do feel like that is the case. Like, say some people that slick their hair like me, but they don't slick it as good. What am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say?
No, I know what you mean. It's like at the end of the day, there's a certain box, and if you don't kind of fit that box, people might judge you or like...
Or say you don't look like an influencer or something like that.
But what does an influencer look like? There's no look for an influencer, you get me?
There's no look, but when you go on Instagram, you see the typical girl, like hair done, nails done, toes done, wearing heels. Well, some people do streetwear, but just depends on whatever type of fashion they do. But they all have a certain look to them, I think. And I feel like I am in that category of the look. Yeah.
So do you feel like you need to maintain that look throughout your normal life, away from social media?
Yeah, because that's just what I like. Like, it's my preference. Like, so I will maintain it because I like wearing wigs. I like slicking my hair.
That's good that you're not just doing it for social media. That's who you are on a day-to-day basis. Do you get me?
Do you think it's easier for a man or a woman to become an influencer?
I feel like it's much easier for a woman to become an influencer.
Why?
Definitely.
Talk on that.
Because
men are hungry, that's why.
Exactly. Exactly.
I agree still. That's why I said you lot talking.
But then when it gets to like doing brand deals and stuff like that, if your followers are just purely men and you're a female, they're not going to want to work with you because they want females to see it. Yeah. So, but it is a lot easier for females because I feel like girls be following other girls more than they follow boys, if that makes sense.
Yeah. For like inspiration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I agree. And like you said on the point about being hungry, it's just so true. Like you might wear a dress, for example, and then before you know it, there's all these 40-year-old uncles just following you because there's like, oh my days, do you know what I mean? And it's easy to pick up a following off of men thinking through lust, and that's just being realistic, do you know what I mean?
And that's why you see many girls posting all these thirst traps because they know that's what's gonna bring an audience.
Attention.
But then I feel like when you do that, there's a difference between like short term and long term, because in the short term you're getting all these followers, all this attention, likes, comments, whatever, but in the long term, like you said, when it comes to brand deals and sponsorships now, they're looking through your target, they're looking at your demographic and they're seeing 80% uncles age 40 to 55 from Ghana, wherever, do you know what I mean, or India, for example, do you know what I mean?
Usually they want like 60% females if you're a female working for, obviously doing like female clothes. Yeah, they'd want like 60% of it to be females, the rest can be men. Yeah.
See, me coming from like a brand owner's perspective, when I'm looking for influencers, I look at the engagement more than the followers.
Yeah.
Because you could have 100,000 followers, but if you got 2 people commenting, then it's pointless. You get me? So I look at engagement a lot still.
I feel like engagement that is where you're supposed to be looking at. Yeah. Because someone can even have like 2K followers, but their engagement is crazy, sky high.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally. And even for me as well, building on that, like I work in advertising, so a lot of the stuff we do incorporates influence as well. And like you have large scale, you have macro influencers and you have micro influencers. So your macros are like 100K plus, 200K plus, but that might not be as effective compared to like a micro influencer who could have like 8,500 followers, but the engagement rate is crazy. Do you know what I mean? And their audience is like sold onto them. Do you know what I mean? So like that 8,500 followers, you might be looking at like, I don't know, upwards of 4,000 impressions or whatever, or whatever it could be. Do you know what I mean? Compared to that person who's got 1 million followers, low engagement, and like I said, it's just bare uncles. So what's it really doing for you? Do you know what I mean? I got another question building on that. So Tay was mentioning about like when he looks at influencers and stuff is from a business standpoint. Do you see what you do as a business?
Yeah, I do see. Yeah, I do see what I do as a business because, like, for example, I'm making money off it, so it is a business. Like, just like a business, some days you will get, well, some months you will get a lot of money, or some months you won't. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. I keep doing this.
No, I hear you. But it definitely is a business. I agree still, because you need to do certain things each month in order for your business to keep on going. So that's posting or contacting people.
100%. And I feel like I've seen your Instagram page. You do a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like when you do them reels and it's every 2 seconds.
I was gonna say, I jumped on your Instagram, you see the reel where like you were spinning and the clothes are changing and that. I spud you because that was hard. It was hard.
That was proper. So that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like on the front end, when someone's just one of your audience or someone's looking at you just posted a new reel, they're like, oh yeah, cool, this is hard, I'm a like comment, whatever, but that could have taken you like an hour and a half, literally 2 hours. So like when it comes to like the actual production, how hard is it? Because people probably just think, oh yeah, you hit record and go on, do you know what I mean? But it's obviously not like that.
It's quite hard sometimes because see with the video that you saw, you have to keep the camera in the exact same position. Angle. So like anyone calling me, messaging me, anything, I'm not replying. I'm keeping that camera on that stand right there. And as for like time wise, I'm gonna say usually I record a YouTube haul and the Instagram haul at the same time. So literally I press play on my phone, and then when I've done that, I press play on the camera, do that, and then switch outfit, blah, blah, blah. So it does take quite long. It can take me like a whole day. But as you get better at it, it starts taking like a shorter time. Say that reel that I did took me about 2 hours, I think. 2
That's
hours just recording.
Recording? Oh, that's not editing as well?
That's not editing.
Okay. See what I mean? There's work behind it. You get me?
It's work.
It's a lot.
It's work.
It's work. I know some influencers that wake up at 8 a.m. to start their
their day of filming.
Yeah, their day of filming, and they literally just spend the whole day doing it.
So it's like a second job. It's like another job.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I got another question. So seeing how like you get the example of like networks you might know in this influencing industry who are waking up at 8 a.m. sharp, they're filming by 8:30 till 12, for example. Would you say that influencing or being an influencer is like a part of your lifestyle now?
Yeah, it is a part of my lifestyle now.
Do you like that? Well, you obviously do to a certain extent to carry on doing it. But like, what's the longevity in that? Like, do you see yourself doing that for 5 years plus?
Yeah, I do see myself doing it for 5 years plus. Like, I'm trying to get to a point where I get brand deals where like the amount I'm getting paid is crazy to be able to live off it instead of just having a job. You know what I'm saying? Because I do enjoy making content. Yeah.
I was gonna touch on that. Like, how do you find it working with brands? So my first question is, at what point did you first start working with brands? Like, how many followers was it? Like, how long into your process was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but I'm gonna say I think it was like 5K is when I started working with brands. It was only a little brand that I started working with first. It's like someone that I knew, and they had a brand. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know them personally, but it's a friend of a friend who said I should. Yeah. What was your other question?
How do you find it working with brands? Like, do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it, but some brands do take the mick. Like, for example, they may ask you to do like 3 pictures, 1 video, story, and they just ask for bare stuff, and then be like, oh, but it's a gifted collaboration.
Yeah.
Gifted.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
After all this
gifted?
effort about gift.
What do you mean? Like, it's like saying a plumber should come to your house, and fix your pipes for a free tool.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing that. Like,
I hear you still.
so I say some brands do take the mick, but most brands do pay, and they are willing to pay. But sometimes they try to lower the price, and just to see, like, if you're gonna say, oh, I don't do that. It's about knowing your worth, really.
Yeah.
Like, some people who don't know their worth will accept whatever they're trying to pay, but some people will just say like, no.
Yeah.
How do you know what's worth the deal and what's not worth the deal? Like, do you have like a structure?
I say, for example, if it's a well-known brand, if you want to focus on building a relationship with them, then maybe you might give it a little blind eye and do the free collaboration and negotiate or whatever. But if it's like a brand that you're not really looking to build a relationship with, then stick to your price.
At the end of the day, like, you know what value you provide now. Do you know what I mean? You're the one who's done the hard labor to build up to where you are at now. So you're not just gonna allow any little brand to just come and violate, or like, if it's not serving you, you're not going to do it just for the sake of doing it. It's almost like quality over quantity. Do you know what I mean? You could have 10 brand deals or 10 whatever, but only 3 of them might serve you and help you in your trajectory of where you're going. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's always been like this though. Like, before, when I had a little less followers, I feel like I would just take collaborations, even if they say gifted or if they say a little amount. But then, like, I think like my manager talked to me and he said, you need to know your worth. Like, don't be accepting all these collaborations just for content. Like, you can make content yourself. You can go buy the clothes yourself and do it yourself and stuff like that. So then I kind of understood, I need to know my worth now.
So what do you reckon the importance of having a manager is? Because you said that you do have a manager. So how do you reckon your manager helps you navigate through these brand deals and whatnot?
Let's say he normally does most of like the reading and the sending emails and like talking to the brands. So in that way he helps me, because I don't really like reading and I don't really like messaging people. I feel like I'm not as formal as I should be with the brands. So just having him there helps me. And obviously he's the one that gets all the contacts for these brands. Like, say I wanted to message a brand like PLT, I don't know their email. So his job is to go out and find that email. So that's what I was going to say to you. Do you ever reach out to brands, or do you wait for brands to come to you? Do you know, but because my manager's bougie, he waits for them to reach out to me. So like most of the people that I've worked with, they've reached out to me.
How long have you had your manager for, if you don't mind me asking?
Since the start. Like, okay, so how I started being an influencer is like, okay, you know lockdown, when lockdown first happened.
So it's like 2020.
2020. I was just bored. Like, I was genuinely just bored. So I started getting ready every day and just taking pictures. And I seen my likes started going up when my followers started going up small. And then I think my manager's my cousin, by the way. So
I've got a question for that after, but carry on.
My manager must have seen like that my like views and stuff are going up and up. So one day he just called me and was like, do you want to do this influencing thing for real? And I was like, yeah. And then literally the next day he ordered me a ring light, camera, new laptop, new phone, AirPods, just everything. He just literally invested into me, basically. So that's when I thought, this is real now.
You gotta have people like that who just believe in your vision. Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
Like, for him to just reach out, that's my little cousin or whatnot, but I can see the trajectory, I can see where this can go, I can see the potential.
I feel like he believes in me more than I believe in me, type of thing. Like, he's always telling me, you got this. Like, whenever I'm nervous, he's always
there
trying
to say, yo, come on, you got this.
So
that's what I was gonna say. How do you find it? Because influencing social media, that's a business. How do you find it mixing family with business? That's a good question. How do you find it? Sticky.
So say like, it's not sticky all the time, but because he's my big cousin, it's like I don't want to say certain things that may come across like I'm disrespecting him, but sometimes I do have to speak to you like you're my manager, not like you're my family.
Because he is your manager.
Literally, like, let's say, what am I trying to say here? Give me 1 second.
It's cool.
I hear you. But sometimes you need to remove emotion from the relationship. You get me? Obviously, he's your family, but you need to take that away like his business.
Which is why sometimes we do argue because of, like, let's say if I've spoken to him in a certain way, he might not like it. But then it's like, but you're not listening to me. Like, I'm trying to speak to you as my manager, not as my cousin right now.
You got to put the family stuff to the side.
to
We
the
got to talk
side,
business
bro.
right now. Do you know what I mean? I'll see you at the event later, eating whatnot, with the family. But for right now, manager, we got to talk business.
Literally.
So taking it in a different type of trajectory, what is it like balancing your mental health with social media as an influencer? Because obviously, as you know, you have a large following, a lot of eyes are on you, so I feel like it's all daisies and roses when you're posting the reels, but like I'm assuming there's a lot of stresses behind that. You know, you could be quite it's just a lot to handle, I'm assuming. So like, how do you kind of balance that?
I feel like it depends on the type of person you are. Me, I feel like I have thick skin. So if someone comments like, "Oh, your belly's poking out," like I've had a comment before. Someone was like, "You look pregnant," and I don't care.
Man, you shouldn't. Do you know what I mean?
Like I just ate. Yes, I'm eating good. So
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't tell me nothing. Type
exactly.
Of
So I already know I got the sauce type of thing. Not to sound.
No, but you should.
No, you have to pick yourself up though, man. You have to.
So with me and my mental health, I feel like it doesn't really affect my mental health. Maybe sometimes it might get me a little bit upset, but it's not going to touch me to the point where I'm thinking like, oh, I'm
having
stop.
a breakdown.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think as well? Like, obviously, I don't have no type of influence like you do. Yeah, you're in the big league thing. Yeah,
I'm not in the big league.
But with
I
us,
will be there.
Yeah, you will be. Cool. But like when it comes to social media, what I've kind of come to realize, even by doing this podcast now, is that when you put yourself out there in the public eye, there's always someone who's going to say something.
Yeah.
But for every one bad comment, there's 100 good ones. Do you know what I mean? So like,
Literally.
someone might be like, oh yeah, your belly's big, or your hair red, or weave that, for example. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're the one with the brand deals.
Exactly.
You're the one who you're coming to comment on my post. So thank you for supporting.
Fact,
do you know what I
you're
mean?
giving me money. You don't even know it.
100%. And I'll give you an example. Yeah. So with the podcast Energizer, we're on TikTok. The first time our TikTok blew up, which we had like a viral video, went like 150k comments, 150k views. Sorry, someone must have been like, oh, these guys are hopping on a podcast to just say the shit that everyone knows. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, like, thank you for coming and supporting me. Do you know what I mean? That's what I wanted to say, innit? Like, at the end of the day, my bad. At the end of the day, you're just supporting my gain by you taking the time to project your negativity onto me. Do you know what I mean? You're only pushing my game. Do you know what I mean?
TikTok is one of them platforms where like it's a hit or miss, and like, let's say people like to bully people on TikTok. When you see a video that's like that you don't expect to go viral, but it went viral, you go to the comment section. That comment section is trashing them. But like their followers are going up. Now they're getting brand deals. So what now? You've literally just supported their team.
100%.
Do you know what it is? Even with my TikTok, you know my thing posted on TikTok, got a quick 100K.
Little face, man, and that.
But do you know what's mad though, there was people in the comments like saying whatnot, little digs and that. But I'm laughing at. I'm thinking, yo, like, I don't even know you, bro. Like, real life, you're not telling me this. You get
me? Know what I mean?
Exactly.
And another thing I like to believe is that a comment or any sign of negativity is what you make it. If you give it the weight to affect you, it's going to affect you. But if you just see it as a bunch of words being put together by someone who's really trying to support you, like, it doesn't really affect me. Do you know what I mean? But I do praise you in a sense where you're thick skin, because I feel like social media, as much as there's a positive side, the brand deals, the collaborations, like your success, which you already as successful as you've become already through social media, there's the negative side of it. Like I said, the haters, the this, the that, the comments, the trolls and whatnot. So I feel like you have to be very thick-skinned. But them things don't faze me. They don't faze you, and clearly they don't faze you either. So it's good.
And we need to understand, these haters, they're like your marketing team now. They're gonna go out and tell their friends, yo, what's this video? And bruv, they're marketing for you.
Like, thank you for sharing my video. Now the engagement is going up. Like,
thank you.
Winning. It's a win-win situation.
So you see, when you was talking about sorry to interrupt, bro, your agent, your manager, my bad, would you say that he's like a mentor? Or like, if the answer is no, would you say that you've had someone to mentor you to help you get to where you are now?
I'd say he is my mentor. Because like every time like I take a picture or make anything, I would send it to him first, and then he'll say, oh, this is good, or you should go fix this about it. So in a way, he has been my mentor. That's
good. What would you say it's like balancing being an influencer now with like friends? Do you feel like some people were a bit envious of you, or like from where you've come from in the same position as them to where you are at now?
I say like none of my friends are envious of me. In fact, they want me to keep doing this so they can get their free stuff as well. Like if I'm popping, you're popping too. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
But like let's say with people that weren't my friends before, it's like all of a sudden you want to be my friend now.
Yeah. You see that happen all the time.
Yeah.
You got to tell them, lie, it's not that at all.
100%.
It's not that. Yeah.
How are you able to balance that though with like the genuine people in your life and like people who are just trying to get involved in you now that you're popping, now that you're in the spotlight?
I just say like, wait, repeat your question.
So say now, for example, you started becoming an influencer, you have your same group of friends, 10 friends, and you had people you know who didn't really rock with you like that then. Now you're an influencer, you're doing big stuff now. The other people outside of your friendship group are trying to get involved, like, hey, Ruth, da. How do you balance like a genuine friendship and someone who's just seeing you as like, oh yeah, she's where the bag is? Does that make sense?
Yeah, to be honest with me, I don't really talk to people too tough, so the people that weren't my friends before, you're still not going to be my friend. Like, I'm not going to entertain it. I might, if they compliment me and stuff like that, thank you, like, how are you, how's your day been, but it's not going to go any further than that. Like, you're not coming to link me, we're not going out to eat.
Yeah,
I hear you.
100%.
Alright, cool. So let's say now, I'm new to social media. I jumped on Instagram today.
Yeah.
I want to become an influencer. What would you say are the steps to become an influencer?
That's a good question.
I know everyone says this one, but consistency is actually key.
Yeah,
like,
you say that all the time as well.
Yeah. Literally. Actually, you do say that. You always say.
Yeah, it's true. You have to be consistent with what you're doing.
Yeah.
You said as well last episode, if you're not gonna put your all into something and be consistent, don't do
Forget it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So talk on that.
So what he said, So number one, consistency is key. You need to find your like target audience. When you first start influencing or whatever on Instagram, you have to kind of focus on one point. Like, so if you want to do fashion, do fashion. If you want to
find your niche.
Yeah, find your niche.
Yeah.
Because that's where your loyal followers will come from. And then when you have those loyal followers, then you start branching out to other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So I got a question just off that about like, your niche. Your niche is obviously fashion.
Yeah.
How did you find what your niche was? Because obviously everyone likes clothes, but it's like, how do you know that's your niche? Like, that's me. Do you know what I mean?
I'd say I don't really know. It's just I like dressing up.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to post.
Yeah.
Me dressing
and
up.
people just resonate with you based on the content you put out.
Yeah.
I got another question. So like you mentioned about find your target audience, but what we said earlier about like the uncles, for example, how are you able to navigate and find what your actual target audience is? Like when you first decided, when your big cousin called you, like, do you want to do it properly? And you was like, I'm assuming that you didn't know my target audience is 18 to 35-year-old women from, do you know what I mean? So how do you find that?
I say you could do like a little bit of research. Let's say with the things I wear, I wouldn't expect a 50-year-old woman to be on my page looking at those things because that's not what they're gonna wear. Like,
doesn't really resonate with them.
Yeah.
So would you say that your target audience has to be someone that like resonates with you in a sense where like you're in a certain demographic, you do certain things, so your audience has to do the same things. They have to be within the same age range as you. Does that make sense?
They don't have to be within the same age range as me, but like they just have to be interested in the same things that I'm interested in. Because like, let's say nowadays we have males that dress up in girls' clothes. I'm not going to call it girls' clothes, dresses. Yeah. So
you got to be very technical with what you're saying. You get me? Because you might not use it. But I hear you. Go on.
So that there's certain males that would want to wear dresses. So my target audience could have been females, but now that society's changing and stuff like that, it's just people that like dresses. Yeah. And that's it.
100%.
Yeah. So even how we're speaking now, like we have to be very touchy on what we're saying on the podcast. Do you feel like you have to do that on social media? Like you have to bite your tongue on what you say and what you don't say?
Yeah, but I'm not really a controversial person. I don't say things that's gonna get me cancelled or whatever like that. But you do have to be careful as to what you say. Like that, what I just said, girls' clothes. That could offend someone.
Which
is why I switched it up.
100%. But I just feel like it's not even. I wouldn't agree with saying that we have to be touchy of what we talk about. I would just say simply talk on what you know. Like if I don't know something, that's where there's room for ignorance, because if I'm not clued up on a topic, why am I speaking on it? Because do you know what I mean? So I feel like, yes, with 2022, there's so many different things happening. You kind of have to be let me be careful with the words I choose. However, it's just easier for you to go out there and say, let me just talk on what I know. Fashion is what you know, so you're going to stick to that. Just like I said at the start of the episode, you're not going to be talking about big boy war stuff when you don't know much about it. Do you know what I mean? For someone to just be like, what the hell is this girl talking about? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Strong.
Final question I did have. So content creation, finally,
Yeah.
Would you say that social media is like a foundation to get into other things? Or do you kind of see it, like, for example,
like TV presenting and stuff like that? Yeah, I feel like it is, because like a lot of people get discovered on social media and then they go on to do other things. Yeah.
So you would say that in order to get to like being in the public eye, the first thing is build your social media. Would you say it all starts there?
Yeah.
All right.
Or it doesn't even have to be like, you don't even have to have bare followers or anything, but just having content on there at least. Yeah.
How many days a week do you post? Or is it like a set? I'm proper interested, you know what I mean?
As well, because like with my brand, I don't know how many days to post. Like, should I post every day? Is that too much, or is there like a number?
Well, when I first started, right now I'm on a little break-ish type of thing. When I first started, I used to post like 4 times a week-ish. It's not specific days, but I do have, Mondays I'll definitely post, and Sundays I'll definitely post, because Sundays, that's the day that everyone's chilling at home. Saturday I'm not going to post because everyone's going out on that day. Friday I'm not going to post because they're most likely going out on that day. And then the rest of the week, it just depends on the time you post. I'd post like evening times, so like after people have come back from school and they're having dinner, so like 5 p.m. because you're usually on your phone at that time.
I hear you.
Proper. Cool. Well, thank you for coming on. It's been a very interesting episode. Like, I did not know that influencing was actually like a business. Like, there's a lot that goes behind it, more than meets the eye. On the way out, we already know how it goes. We've got a gem. So what would you say to the people watching, like, just as like one thing to learn? It could be to do with influencing, it could be whatever. To do with influencing, all I'm saying is just be yourself and be authentic. Strong. Short and strong.
What I'd say is don't compete or don't compare with other people. As we said, everyone shows their 1%, their highlight reels on social, so don't look at that. Be your own person.
100. For me, what would I say? I would just say don't care. Like, it's kind of similar to what you said, but at the end of the day, no matter what you do, people are gonna judge you. Your niche is fashion, people judge you. Ours is on growth and motivation, elevation. People are gonna judge us for whatever you do. Even if you want to do ASMR, whatever it is, people will judge you for it. So don't really hold people's perspectives into account when it comes to you and achieving what you want to achieve in life.